Okay, here we go again. Tricky words, part 2. Remember, tricky does not mean hard. Tricky means it doesn't follow the rules we've learned. And later on, it might follow the rules if you learn a new phonics rule. But many of these words will never follow, or nothing that follows the rules. So let's read them first. Once, to, do, to, who, said, says, was, when, where, why, what. Even if you can read your tricky words, you should go through all the videos I'm going to make for tricky words and see if you can spell them all, because you are old enough to learn how to spell them because you've seen them all year long. So let's practice once. You don't make the sounds. You write it. You can say the letters O-N-C-E once. O-N-C-E once. You don't sound out the tricky words because they're not making the right sound. You say the letters O-N-C-E once. Then you try to write it 3 times. O-N-C-E once. Oops, that's messy. O-N-C-E once. And then you try to put it in a sentence or a phrase. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Now let's practice 2. T-O-2. 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 Then try to put it in a phrase or a sentence. Go to bed. Go to lunch. Go to school. Now let's do. D-O, do. D-O, ooh, that's messy. D-O, do. D-O, do. Okay, let me erase my board. And remember, if you need to write it again, you need to pause the video and practice writing it. Okay, let's get the next one. The number word 2. 2. T-W-O, 2. T-W-O, 2. T-W-O, 2. 2 days ago, I have 2 cats. 1, 2. T-W-O. Now let's do who. Who is a question word. We need that. Who. 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 Who are you? Who did that? W-H-O, who. Now let's do said. Both says and said have to do with talking, saying something. It's just said is past tense. S-A-I-D, said. Oops, sorry. S-A-I-D, said. S-A-I-D, said. Do not make the sounds. You say the letter and write it and say it, because the tricky words don't follow the phonics rules. She said, write it and say it. The teacher said, write it and say it. Says. That means you're talking right now. S-A-Y-S, says. S-A-Y-S, says. Now, if you have to keep practicing those, you pause the video and you write it. Okay? And give me a minute to erase. Okay. Now we're on was. Was is the past tense of is. She is at school. She was at school. W-A-S says was. W-A-S says was. W-A-S says was. He was at school. She was at school. Was. Now we're moving on to when. Another good question word. W-H-E-N, when. W-H-E-N, when. W-H-E-N, when. When. Ha! When do we get to go back to our classroom? I don't know. Let's hope it's April. When. Next question word is where. W-H-E-R-E, where. W-H-E-R-E, where. W-H-E-R-E, where. Where. Where are we? We're at home. We're having school at home. Where were we? We used to be in our classroom. But right now we're going to have class at home. Where. Let me put my pen down again and erase. Okay, only two more tricky words in today's list. Why and what. W-H-Y is why. W-H-Y spells why. W-H-Y spells why. Why are we at home? We're trying not to get anybody sick from coronavirus. Why? What? W-H-A-T, what? W-H-A-T, what? W-H-A-T, what? Remember, you can always pause the video if you need more time to write it. What are we going to do? We're going to study anyway. So we're ready for second grade, okay, kids? So that's about 8 minutes, but if you pause it and try to write them and try to write it without looking at it and see what words you can remember, like this. Cover it up and go W-H-A-T what? You can write pencil, crayon, marker. If you have a dry erase board, whatever you can do it on, do it, okay? And I'm going to now try to make you a math video for today, March 18th. So long for now.